And we are live. Hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to Forever Sports. It is a Saturday night, and if you are up with me, well done. Well done for getting your priorities straight, planning your evening out, and being ready to watch some late night rugby. A 10 o'clock kickoff. It's not very friendly. But we do it because we love the game and because it's going to be a really good game, I think. So really hoping that those who have waited up this long and are currently watching and ready to go are treated to a decent spectacle. It's a bit of all or nothing really for the Stormers. John Dobson desperate to qualify for the next round of the Champions Cup, saying they make it a minimum goal for the Stormers that they qualify for any competition they play in terms of the playoffs and the likes of that. So very much aren't taking this lightly. It's a very good wrestling squad. It's a very good Stormer side, given the injuries they've got. A very exciting centre pairing. I think that's for me what I'm very looking forward to. But very good pack from the Stormers. And I think that if they can get going from the pack point of view, then I think that they can give them a go. However, you look at this wrestling side, and it's very, very good. And the nice thing is, lots of South Africans in the wrestling side as well. So you've got Hachiba Diamani playing up against Evan Lewis, for example. That should be quite nice to see. Leave Mazubu coming off the bench a bit later. He is going to go up against his former team as well. You've got a bit of rugby pedigree with Stuart Lancaster's son, Dan Lancaster, starting at the centre. You've got Owen Farrell starting. The likes of Will Rowlands in that block pairing. So yeah, very, very interesting to see how things go. Before we go to the sides, please do smash like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Please go and vote. A lot of very optimistic Stormers fans, I think, in the chat who are saying Stormers are going to win by 80% of people are saying Stormers are going to win. I personally will be quite surprised if they do get a result tonight, but they need to get a result tonight. So in terms of the sort of permutations, so far the Bulls are through to the Challenge Cup round of 16. They weren't actually able to get into the Champions Cup, so it's kind of irrelevant. When it comes to the Stormers here, it's very interesting. Wrestling at the moment, both teams have got one win out of their first 3 games. So basically, a win for either of these sides should put them through, although Sale are yet to play. So Sale will play tomorrow against Toulon. But if the Stormers, for example, get a bonus point win, that should put them through. And similarly with wrestling, a bonus point win gives them a chance of going through. It doesn't guarantee they go through. A win, I think, will probably be enough for the Stormers. I've just got a feeling that Toulon, for example, are undefeated, so they're not necessarily going to play their strongest side against Sale. But yeah, so at the end of the day, the Stormers don't know exactly what they need to do to be able to go through. Therefore, they need to go out and win and try and get a result. That's their best chance of going through. And if we look at the Stormers side, well, they're not taking it lightly. So the front row is as follows: Steve Stolle, Joseph Dweber, and Neertling for Sheer. So Springbok pedigree there in Joseph Dweber. In the second row, Sal Murat next to Ruben van Heerden. Billy Engelbrecht, Marcel Tennyson, who shifts to number 7 to accommodate the return of Evan Lewis in the starting lineup. A very interesting selection. Devold Duvenacher starts, somebody who's played a lot of rugby in Europe, and I think that's quite deliberate. Although we are playing at the La Defense Arena, which is indoors. It's a phenomenal stadium and in Seppi. But yeah, it's not really sort of European conditions. But Duvenacher's played a lot of rugby in Europe and kind of understands how the game is played. Yuri Matia is in the number 10 jersey. I rate him, actually, Yuri Matia. The back three, Ben Loader, Suleiman Hartzenberg, and Clayton Blommekies. A very exciting centre pairing. The young Jonathan Roach, who's been likened to Damien Delendi next to Wandisila Similani. If we then look at the bench, Andre Hugo Fenter, Alistair Vermaak, and Frans Malherbe as the reserve front row. You've got JD Schickling, Dave Ewers, Paul de Villiers in the 6-2 split, Herschel Yankees, and Jean-Luc Duplessis, your 2 backline players over there. For Racing in the front row, it is Hasena Kolunga, Feleti Katua, Thomas Leclerc in the first front row. You then got Will Rowlands partnering Romain Toafufanua. Very good lock pair in that. Then a very nice back three, or a loose trio rather, of Ibrahim Diallo, Maxime Bodene, and Hachiba Diamani. Nolan LeGarrett, very nice player, will partner Owen Farrell in that half-back pairing. The centre pairing is Dan Lancaster next to Joshua Tuasova, who's also a very good player. And then you've got the back three of Max Spring, Vinay Habosi, and the South African Tristan Tedder, who's been playing over in Racing for quite a while. Off the bench, though, Diego Escobar, Guram Gogoyashvili, Lee Marvin Mazabuko, Boris Pablo, Jordan Joseph, Cameron Waki, Anton Gilbert, and Henry Chavancy. So a very good bench as well if things are going badly for Racing. In Paris, you don't expect to see Racing losing this, do you? But anything could happen. Anything could happen. And Stormers are not playing in the black. Racing are playing in the white. I think it's Champions Cup kit. To be fair, it's not the usual sort of white with the blue sort of stripes. It is sort of a white with a bit of gold actually. It's quite an interesting kit that they've got. A big game I think ahead for the likes of Evan Lewis. Needs to really pitch up. The big thing I think for me is the pack battle. Stormers have picked a pack that they want to try and dominate get on the front foot, and if they can get on the front foot, well, then maybe anything can happen. I'm very surprised. For example, the Rugby Pass, everybody's backing Stormers to win. Even in the chat, everyone's backing Stormers to win. It's a hell of a Racing side. It's got some world-class players in it, and yeah, our referee tonight is Anthony Whitthorpe. He'll be assisted by John Meredith and Carl Dixon. Andrew Jackson is our TMO. And it's a very small Stormers name. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so that you guys can see exactly. Woo, down, boys. Right, give me your score predictions in the comments. Jessica Jacobs reckons Stormers will win by 10. Sean O'Farrell saying, I'm happy person after Leinster versus Bath game. Yeah, Leinster getting a good result there. Good game. Frustrating that Bath went down 14 men. But yeah, good for Leinster to get that victory. I think Jock Nialba could be the missing piece they needed in terms of that defensive resolution. I mean, they still conceded 21 points, but still. We do have kickoff, and it's a good touch first up as Racing will play right to left in this first half. And an early carry and a nice early tackle there coming from Jonathan Roach, who is a very high energy centre. Watching the Varsity Cup, very talented and very excited to see how he does go as Tuasova gets a nice carry, but really Engelbrecht there to make the tackle. Now, nice big first carry coming from the big man in the number 1 jersey, that is Hassan Kolinga. So good physicality early on from Stormers and trying to turn the ball over. So nice early energy here from the away side. It is a 4G pitch, by the way, as well. So it's the perfect conditions to play some decent running rugby. A bit of a pick up and go coming from, I think it was Remain Tour for Nua. And Nolan Garrett now looking for the box kick. He's got Chiodai Moni to his right if he wants to go there. And it's a bit of a low one. And it's bounced up into the hands of, I think it's Yuri Matia, looking for a bit of options, kind of runs into Randasila Similani, and takes into contact, a couple of forwards getting back. They do have a penalty advantage, and an early penalty here for the Stormers. And personally, I think they'll actually look to go to the polls. Why not? You're early on, you've got no kicking conditions to worry about. Get your points on the ball. But Salmurat says no, to the corner we will go. And I don't mind the confidence, I suppose. Sean Farrell reckons Stormers by 5. And Louis Ferry going Stormers 25, Racing 16. Very, very interesting call there. And look, I mean, Stormers can win. There's no doubt that they don't have they've got the ability to win. Where they'll be able to, I'm a bit more pessimistic, I think, maybe, than some of the other people in the comments who are very much backing a good result. We're looking for a good running more early on here, and it's gone down. Don't know if they have the ball out. Ball is available for Joel Juvenacher, albeit slowly. And the first carry for Jonathan Roach. Said Washington for UCT last season. It was absolutely brilliant. I'm really hoping that, I don't know if he's actually in that UCT squad or if he's going to be playing more sort of full-time for the Stormers. I suppose it depends on the injuries. But good early touches here. Billy Engelbrecht taking it into touch, and there's a penalty for a no-arms tackle against Stormers, or cleaning out there. So that's very frustrating. So my Liebach, by the way, travelled over but not been named to start. Yuri Matia Interside Lab, no Warkaland and no Leland Zas. Very interesting that those 3 players did go over but have not been selected tonight. Maybe a bit of a roll of the dice, really, when you think about it. I mean, surely, especially in the conditions like this, you'd want to see a Moni Liebach. But Yuri Matia is an accomplished young player. Again, Varsity Cup product. A lot of the Stormers youngsters coming through that Varsity Cup setup. When you got the likes of Marty's, as well as a UCT, as well as a UWC, for example, a CPUT. So lots of Varsity there to be sort of adding to that pipeline. Far more than the likes, for example, the Sharks, who've only got now, recently, you've got Varsity College in that Varsity Shield. But back there inside their own half, and it goes to the boot to Yuri Matia to give chase. We'll want to see the Similane. It's been spilled left and picked up by Similani, who had a great try assist last week. Jonathan Roach getting off the ground as well. Julian throws it back. I think there's a hand there. Knock on advantage, I think. Mattia throws a long pass out to Clayton Blomikeys. Now, this is where he can be quite dangerous, Clayton Blomikeys. It's a big tackle on him coming from Romain Fufanua. And now to the left-hand side. Good pass, Marcel Tierson rather. I want to see the Similani getting in front a couple. And tackled by Hachiwa Daimani. Good friends, I want to see the Similani and Hachiwa Daimani. We're actually at school together. I'm not sure if they actually played together at school, but both products of JP in Johannesburg. Sal Murat now captaining the side, obviously, has also got a couple of caps at Springbok captain last year, so very highly rated, but still trying to really show everything he's worth and what we saw at youngster levels. Anyway, good contestable, and Ben Loader makes a good contest. And I'll tell you what, it's a great bit of skill there from Billy Engelbrecht. Want to see what's on? Does he have the pace? No, look, Garrick, I think he's going to come back and win the race. What a little bit of skill there from Billy Engelbrecht. You don't expect to see that from a flanker. He managed to pick that up and dab it onto his boots so quickly. Very, very close to this, but very good work there for Billy Engelbrecht. But I'm enjoying the energy here from Stormers. Ruben goes up to Ruben van Heerden, who I think has got a big point to prove this year after not being included in any of the box squads last year. Now, Yuri Mattia with a bit of space. Yuri Mattia almost getting through as well. Very good confidence on display. I want to see this one. He wants a quick ball here. Ruben van Heerden makes a nice carry as well. Into the 22. Pick up and go for Evan Rose. This is where it's so dangerous. That continuity is so good for the Stormers. And picked up and popped up off the ground from Netling for sheer. Hachiwa Daimani fighting hard in the tackle. How he would love to get one over his former teammates. And not the best pass to Clayton Blomikeys, but he does adapt well and puts Tisa Tole into a half gap. Juvenal now to the right hand side. Mattia wants to chip into the corner there. You see a bit of space. Trying to pick out Slayman Hartzenberg. Not quite. A little bit overcooked, but they're pinning Racing back into the corner. I think that's probably the main idea there from Yuri Mattia. Almost a bit of a dangerous tackle coming from Collingo, who was actually on the floor when he actually made the tackle. Ball over the top. I tell you what, that was a very nasty lineup. Oh, Solomon is almost the beneficiary. I think they managed to get it down. He stayed down here, Salman Murat, but I think it's actually, I mean, it's a dreadful line. And Salman Murat was actually lurking because if they had missed it, it was shown to his hands. It is then knocked backwards by Vinaya Habosi. And I think he eventually does get it down. Salman Murat was lurking. Good awareness from the Stormers captain, but was carried back. And therefore, it will be a scrum on the 5-meter line for the Stormers. Big opportunity early on. You go over here and score, then that's what can get a bit of a run going here. So Salman Murat is still down. He just needs a bit of treatment. I think he's a little bit winded, I think, from jumping on there. So I think he's going to get a bit of ice on the chest, would be my guess. Or is it actually a shoulder from the looks of it? I'll tell you what, though, Stormers have come to play. And I mean, it's been 5 minutes. It's been 5 minutes, but very alert, very high energy, very on it at the moment. And it's important to start well. You know, sometimes you get those starts and the confidence grows into you know, and you got to kind of sometimes earn a bit of confidence. So you start well, you know, score some early tries. For example, a scrum here, you get a good scrum over here. They are about 15 kgs lighter, but both packs over the 900 kg mark, which you don't often see at club level. The Racing pack a little bit heavier, and but there's a Stormer scrum, and you can get a decent scrum here. Again, that's the kind of platform you can attack from. That's the platform you build on. So Duvenaka will feed. Pretty solid, pretty solid. Now a bit of a shove coming. Penalty advantage as well. Everyone else has a bit of space. Pops it up for Hartenberg, who spills it forward, but then into the hands of Marcel Tennyson, but was not forward. So they will go back for the penalty. And I imagine they'll just kick it into touch and have a 5-meter line out. That would be my guess. Marcel Tennyson holding onto the ball by the referee. Don't think he's going to think about a quick tap and go. Joseph Dwayne was already marching to the... No, they're going to take the pole. I'm very confused as to why they'll take the shot now when they didn't take it earlier. But anyway, I think they'll be quite chuffed with that. Though scrum penalty, taking the points here. As I said, being an indoor stadium, and do yourself a favor. If you've got, just Google the La Defense Arena. It is such a cool facility. It's actually where they had swimming at the Olympics last year, which in itself is sensational. But go look at the outside of it. I saw the outside of it. I never actually managed to get in there when I was over there. I ran out of time. I really wanted to go look at a bit of a stadium tour. But it's an absolutely epic arena. And Yuri Mattia makes no mistake. He said you can't exactly blame the wind and the likes. So he slots that. Stormers get the first points off the back of a dominant scrum as well. So that'll double up the confidence that they would have already gotten from getting the first points. But they'll also feel that they've got one up on Racing. So after 8 minutes, Stormers 3-0, and they played all the rugby inside Racing half. Very impressive start so far. And Stuart Lancaster watching on, you'll have a lot to think about. Clayton Blomicki's under the restart doing well. And it's a nice clearance coming from Yuri Mattia, looking for touch, and will find touch. Very nice touch finder as well. And if you're watching it, if you're looking at that freeze frame of, well, not freeze frame, but that frame of Stuart Lancaster, you might have recognized Freddie Michalak next to him, part of that Racing coaching staff. A lot of South Africans know Freddie Michalak very well, not so much just from his French days, but obviously from his days at the Sharks. Much better this from Racing. They took the line out quickly and back on the front foot. Owen Farrell looking to dictate things, and he holds it on to himself. Big tackle coming on him, slightly isolated. Sal Murat looking to try and get his hands over that, but the referee tells him to leave it. As Daimani, I'll tell you what, there'll be a couple of people looking to try and put some big hits. One of them will be Steve Satori, who knows him very well, played together the lines. Penalty advantage for Racing. Owen Farrell goes to Lancaster. Ball out the back of the hand is really, really poor. And Will Rowlands has to go and clean up. No advantage, they'll go back for the penalty. And similarly to Stormers, yeah, they know they need to win here do Racing. So to the corner, Owen Farrell goes. It's a good tackle on Lancaster. I think it was Duvenach, a pin for not being able to roll away. Yeah, he kind of got caught in the ruck there. Good take that from Will Rowlands. But knock on in the line out. So the Stormers do survive, and they'll have a scrum. 10 minutes out. And I think it's in the exchange over here. I think the ball just falling forward. Yeah, just as he goes back to try and find the ball, that does Feleti Kataua. Then he loses it forward. So another scrum for Stormers. Joseph Dweber having a couple of words with his pack before they pack down. Another scrum here and another penalty here will give them all the confidence they need to really kick on. Let's see what they've got over here. Trying to look, see who's watching on. Can't exactly see who that is. I'm not entirely sure with the free frame. But another penalty coming from the scrum. And I think this side, it's Netley Bashir getting the better of his man. So Thomas Leclerc has gone down. You can see their elbow hits the ground. So a tough start for the tight head. Very nice start for the loose head, rather. It's actually Collinger on his side. And Netley Bashir will be feeling very chuffed about that, especially given the fact that he's quite highly touted to potentially get a Bok cap this year, is Netley Bashir. And Ahmed saying, who else can return to SA after Kobus Reinach? Well, that's a very good question. PSF the Toy is being linked with a move to Munster, so I don't know if then people are going to try and throw a bit of money at him. Jan Serpentine is rumored to be making a return to the Bulls, so he's somebody that could potentially be making that move. So he's probably the most concrete of players potentially going to come back at this rate. Ball goes through the hands, though. They lose the line up there, do the Stormers. Not their best set piece. Quick ball here from Garrick and Fanua. And as marauding big body goes forward. Oh no, there's too much space for Garrick goes through and he plays in. And let's pick up a go here from Collinger, wrestling 10 meters out. Good defense here from the Stormers to just scramble a little bit down the left-hand side. They go. Remain tough for Fanua once again. Pick up and go now. This coming from Will Rowlands. Achieved Armani at scrum off. He wants to go himself, but Joseph Dweber's taking a bit of exception to that, and he's driven him a couple of yards back, but several yards to the side. Good work there for Joseph Dweber, just slowing down a lot of the momentum. Evan Rush trying to get over there. Been told to leave it. Pick up and go coming on, I think that's tough for Fanua again. A barbaric defense so far here from Stormers. Another big carry coming from Collinger. Another penalty advantage though. Yeah, for Racing though. Let's switch the angle. Rowan Farrell sees a bit of space. And he wants to pop up at the top there. It's a great pass. Oh, it's a great try. To be fair, it's a great try. Maybe a bit sleeping from the Stormers, but good work from Rowan Farrell to identify the space. Good, nice hands there from Racing. And Vinay Habosi goes over for the first try of the night. It's well worked. You can't even hate on that, to be honest. It's good awareness here. And you can just see, I mean, the freeze frame over here, Owen Farrell just sort of waiting on each side, sort of hovering, waiting. And then when he decides to go, calls it. And what he does very well is he actually holds on to it, identifying the fact that there's actually the numbers match wasn't great. But then just holds on to it to allow somebody else to come into it. And I think it's Tristan Tedder. Oh, it is Tristan Tedder, the South African who fires out a brilliant pass out wide. Just pops onto a shoulder, and yeah, it's brilliant work from Tristan Tedder. Not a player that people South Africans would be that familiar with. Hasn't played too much rugby in South Africa, been over at Racing for a while. But very, very talented. I'm a big fan of his. And nice to see him doing well over in France. Makes no mistake there. Does the Garrick. Interesting that he's taking... In fact, yeah, I was about to say he got it. Interesting that he's taking it, given how good Owen Farrell is off the tee. And I'm one part of the very few sort of select South Africans that actually quite likes watching Owen Farrell. I've also happened to like be in press conferences with him, and he's a very nice guy. So I don't subscribe to the hate that I think a lot of the country supporters has against him. Right, 7 points to 3. Not the ideal response coming from the Stormers, as the Garrick looks to find touch off the kickoff. And does find touch to take quickly, though. Ball back inside to Marcel Tennyson, who's been really, really enjoying running this from deep, as he is doing now. Making a lot of yards there. He loved that role when he had the number 8 jersey. You can see John Dobson not going to take it away from him. Now ball over the top from Dale Duvenacher. And that's going to start just in front for just a little bit of pressure on him. That does very, very well. The Garrick eventually gets the kick, the clearance away back to Leighton Blommetjies. This time he thinks about taking it quickly, but he reckons it's a lot further in than the last one. So opts to just let it run back, and it'll be a line out. Actually, probably could have taken it quickly, to be honest, because it's actually halfway between the 10 meter and the halfway. So not really gotten the... Just no, good line there from Yomatir. And Similani went to Similani gets the line break. Brilliant work from the outside centre. As I said, this man is apparently subject to a couple of offers, including one from the top 14, where I think he'll thrive. Hartenberg right up against the touch line. Gets pulled into touch. But one to see Similani. You don't give him... In fact, I'm not even going to say you can't give him an inch. You can't give him a centimetre. Look at that. Bang. Gets through the tackle of Owen Farrell. Then he's got the pace. Achieva Daimani is actually the man that hunts him down. Loving the little bit of a rivalry there between those two. Played together at the Lions. From the same school. Good work there as it eventually comes away to the right-hand side. bit of space there for Tuasova has just sat down Similani. Maybe that's also probably one of the flaws to his game, Similani. Fantastic attacker, but defensively something that needs to work on. Bit of a chip and chase there. This could be absolutely phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal as Racing score their second. Max Spring, well, aptly named because he's chipped over the top, but he's gone onto it and Racing have gone bang bang, and that's a disaster for the Stormers. Sat down to Similani. That created the overlap as Ben Loader was sucked inside. Yeah, as Budabek says, not looking good. It was looking good for the Stormers, and this is how it looked. To be fair, as quick things can change for what I love about this, have you seen the size of the screen they've got on the one side? It's absolutely huge. But yeah, Nolan and Garrett looking to make this 14 points to 3. The Stormers switch off for a moment, and Racing have gone. Thankfully for that, no, he's gotten it actually. I think no, he has missed it. I wondered. So missed it up. There's 12 points to 3. A try for the Stormers, and they're right back in it. But this is a big warning sign. They cannot switch off. Cannot switch off. This Racing side's got too much quality across the park to give them any sort of space at any time. Deep in Garrick under a lot of pressure from Jonathan Roach. Doesn't quite find the kick he wants to as Moss Tennyson picks it up. And again, this is where he absolutely loves running it from deep. And he always seems to find a bit of space. And he runs straight into Chiba Diamond. He's up to the task. Joseph Draper decides to pick him up and not Hermione, but Moss Tennyson. But it's a very good tackle coming on Neti Bashir. Lost a bit of momentum they have, the Stormers. Dubanaka needs to try and get this ball out and set up a decent ruck. Yuri Matian, a bit of pressure. Flat to Willie Engelbrecht. Very nice pass, actually. Now the left-hand side, Ruben Verheerden seeing a half gap there, doing well. A lot of the Racing players just showing offside there, and if I'm someone right, I would like to be having a word over there as the Racing do win the penalty or the breakdown. Side last day was Neti Bashir, but a lot of lazy runners from Racing. Yeah, unfortunately, I think this is a very good example of life comes at you fast. Bit of a messy line like that, and Ronan Garrick throws a Hail Mary pass. It actually lands into the hands of Max Spring. We've just seen a brilliant individual effort from him. And the ball, bounce the ball starting to... Right, that's another great take out there. So I say the bounce of the ball all of a sudden is starting to favour Racing a little bit. Tachiwa Daimani stepping inside of the tackle of Joseph Dweber, who stayed down. I think he might have popped his shoulder here, actually. Penalty coming for the Stormers, but he stayed down as Dweber and pumping his arm. I don't think it's as serious as initially thought. Did very well there. Just competes. Right, Jerry Mattia waiting to take it. Important for Stormers to hit back here. Because 60 minutes to go, there's plenty of time. Important that he has not to panic. Wayne's saying, this is just what you're saying, just the beginning, man. Well, true, it is. It is. But ominous signs in terms of just the way that Racing suddenly building up momentum. So, yeah, to be fair, this Joseph Dweber injury, it doesn't look... I mean, it looks like he'll be able to continue, although the problem is it is a shoulder that's struggling, and he's going to have to try and throw a ball into the line out now. But he needs to... We need to just slow the game down a little bit. And get to the corner, start again, get a decent line in. The main thing is the Stormers, they've got to try and score next. Even if it is a penalty, for example, they've got to get the next bit of points. Looking at the tackle here, Hanachiba Daimani. Having a look at the tape all over Clayton Blomiki's fingers. Having a discussion with Deval Duvanaka, probably looking at where the potential spaces for them to try and exploit. I'm going to have to make a call here, the Stormers. Yeah, he's still down in the Rugby achievement. The biggest problem at the moment is that they're going to want to go to the line. And I think the question that they're asking is he going to be able to throw the ball to the line out? Yeah, he's going to stay on. Yes, Joseph Trevor. He started the game well. He's such a good player in the tight phases. You know, very good defender of the ball, good ball carrier. You know, obviously he's got. No, it's a brilliant kick from Yuri Matia. Absolutely brilliant. He's put them 10 meters out. Big opportunity here for the Stormers to try and hit back. And taking the time here, the Stormers need to make sure they get the call right now. Andre Hugo Fenter is on. Yeah, I think this is the problem, is that Dueba just couldn't throw the ball into the line out, and unfortunately wasn't going to get enough time to be able to sort that out. So it's a big loss to the Stormers early on, because in a game where you want to try and physically dominate, you want to have someone like a Joseph Dueba on. But Andre Hugo Fenter's not going to have to do a big shift. He's got 60 minutes ahead of them. The Springbok cap hooker. They got a Ruben van Heerden. Good take from him, playing the number 5 jersey, which he's trying to adapt to. If he does it well, he can put himself in the Springbok mix. Good looking Rolly Moore here, though. Andre Hugo Fenter controlling things at the back. Most of the Packers in there. Referee's yet to call one here. That's what I think will be once. Here comes Ben Loader to add a bit of his weight. They're looking to shift down the left-hand side. He goes down. Andre Hugo Fenter's just short. Andre Hugo Fenter, and he's got over. Well, how's that for a bit of an impact sub? They were forced to make it. It looked like a good Rolly Moore, and they're over. The Stormers hit back exactly the response they needed. Perfect response. Well, I was saying earlier, I think it's so important that they hit back next, and that's exactly what they've done to keep themselves in this game. Get themselves 2 points behind, even 4 points behind. Sometimes teams, you know, those 2 tries against them, for example, can knock the wind out of their sails. But Stormers have remained calm, and I think that's really good from them. Remain calm. That injury from Joseph Drebe is a big blow, but I think the time while he was down actually was quite nice for Stormers to be able to regather themselves. And Yuri Matia makes no mistake. 12 points to 10 as the Stormers get to within 2 points of the lead. And a nice moment for Andre Hugo Fent to come on and make an instant impact. Deep restart once again. Taylor Blomkins underneath it. Gets away from one. Now Evan Russ. Yeah, I think very excited to see how him and Hachiba Diamani go at each other tonight. 46% possession so far for Racing. 54 for Stormers. A very nice kick off the top. Oh, Jonathan Roach has absolutely hammered Tristan Tedder. He's done very well to present. Down the right side, but of space. Max Spring up against Ben Loader. Very highly rated by John Dobson as Ben Loader. He reckons he should be on the England radar. And they go short to Racing as they try and respond. Farrell goes to Lancaster. Long pass out wide and come up quickly as Lomaki slipped the tackle, eventually brought down. Ball over the top from McGarrick. And Leighton Lomaki was already backtracking, so it's going to bounce to him. Oh, it's a big mistake almost. And Matia's going to have to clean up here under a lot of pressure. But Stormers players do get back and Scurry very well. I think it's Hartzenberger's managed to pick it up off the ground. Very nice work under a lot of pressure there from Clayton Blomkies as well as Yuri Matia. Then on the right side now to Ruben van Heerden, who carries strongly, trying to just set up a bit of a ruck so that they can try and clear properly the Stormers as we approach the 25-minute mark. In fact, Duvenak's going to go to himself. He's going to go to that left boot. He's got the save to the 22. Doesn't find a lot of ground, really. It's halfway between the 10-meter and the 22. But Joseph Dreba off. Very frustrating for him. Right, Garrett to Owen Farrell. Owen Farrell pops it up. Oh, it's a brilliant line run. And Chiba Diamani's through. Makes the tackle, does Hartzenberg. Great line being run there initially by Habosi. He's already got 1 try this evening. Rashling showing their attacking prowess. Now, nice big carry, but a good tackle on the ball offload. Farrell goes short to remain tough for Fanua. The Giant carries strongly, but Neti Bashir eventually brings him down with assistance from the young Jonathan Roche. To the left-hand side, to Diamani. Presents well, but that's been pickpocketed on the ground. It's phenomenal work from Marcel Tennyson, who's come through, picked it up, and turned it over. Now, Ruben van Heerden makes a nice little carry there. Still inside the 22 here is the Stormers, and Dubendorf goes to the left-hand side. Mattia sees a bit of space, but well covered there. I think it's by Tristan Tedder. What's a great pass as he brings in Maxime Badinot. I tell you what, Tristan Tedder is a nice player. Really, really nice player. Very composed, very good awareness of space. Long pass out wide, now to the left-hand side. Yeah, I think it's Max Spring who's actually, it was Lancaster. And Habosi. No, in fact, it's back to Tristan Tedder. This is what I was saying about him. And Turnbull and Clem Lomekis hammers us downfield. And it's finally gone on to touch, and we're going to have a bit of a break and play. Just looking at Tristan Tedder's career. A very, very interesting career. Went over to France very early. He was at Sharks 2015-16. And then he was at Toulouse. Then he went to Bernay. Then I think it was actually on loan back to Toulouse. And he's playing in the 2nd division, I think, for a little bit. Played a lot of rugby in the Pro D2 for Béziers before playing a couple of games for Toulouse. And then went to Perpignan, and played most of the played the entire season actually in the top 14 in the number 10 jersey. Played 2 seasons there, and then made the move to Racing, where he plays a lot of rugby. He plays a lot at 10, 15, but very important part of this Racing side. This season has found game time a little bit harder to really get into. He was injured for a while, but and then mainly playing the 15 jersey. He played a couple of times in 13 as well. But obviously, with the signing of Owen Farrell, he's had to sort of imagine himself. Now, Yuri Mattia looking for options, not too many around him. Inside their own half, ball comes forward. No forward, no fine, says the player, and cheap as me. Desperately hanging on to Evan Ruiz, and it's actually done very well in the end. Nedley Bashir under a little bit of pressure there. He pops it up off the ground to Andre Hugo Fenter. Straightens and runs into Diamani. Makes a good tackle. DL Juvenaka now. Mattia looking for options. Mattia sees a bit of space. Gets past Will Rowlands. Pick up and go here from Marcel Tennyson. Sal Murat's having a bit of a clash with one of the, I think it's the hooker actually from Racing. Slow ball now from Stormers. Ruben van Heerden. He's put in a shift already so far. Now Similani with a bit of space. Looking for options, and he's thrown to the ground. He does well stay in. The left-hand side there. And penalty for holding on. Very good Stormers attack and very nice climbing momentum. But it's a good win on the ground there from Maxime Boninet, which is his job, to be fair, to be winning those penalties of the breakdown. And all the way backside their own half. Pity from the Stormers. They could have really made that count. They could have gotten a try there or points there. with that kind of momentum, that would have been really, really good. But I think they're playing with a lot of confidence, which is the main thing, as we hit the half an hour mark. HH7 saying go racing, and Wayne Williams saying come on Stormers. A little bit of a split in the support of the men in the comments. Back to the halfway line. I mean, 12-0. He's an absolute giant, and he broke it through. Of course, he's broken through. Look at the size of him. Or numbers here. Oh, maybe a little bit too clear, but now picked up and go. And Owen Farrell, no, it's actually Lancaster put it down. I've been very impressed with what I've seen from him so far. Jonathan Roach goes back, and Clayton Blomekes does very well to clean up. Needs to get away from one, does get away from one, and gets the pass away to Hugo Fenter, gives it away to Marcel Tennyson. Good clean-up job this over here. Clayton Blomekes doing very well under a lot of pressure. Yeah, Blomekes having to get back there and doing very well to get away from the initial ones, and then cuts inside and brings in the rest of the support. So important, especially as forwards, to really try and get back, because even if a backline player, there are two things. Even if they get away from a couple of the players and find a bit of space, their ideal situation is, if there's players in front of them, is to try and put the ball inside to a forward. You can bash it up, create that ruck, and then you can't clear it properly. As the Racing bench watches on. So far, possession, 51% for Racing, 49% for Stormers. I don't think Stormers would be too upset if they went into half-time right now, in all honesty. And Ronnie Moore is just completely being crumbling at the moment as Racing now trying to get a bit more structure to it. But I think Martinez has done very well to come through the middle there. I think it's going to be turnover ball here. It is turnover ball. Martinez to take the ball. I think Salman Murat's actually in the middle there as well. Steve Torley coming around. Vinny Engelbrecht is actually the man who actually emerges with the ball. So very good work all around in that Stormers pack to get through the middle and to stop that. So as I said, they're doing well here, the Stormers, winning a couple of the good small battles. Currie saying, what are you watching the game on? I'm on DSTV. I'm on Grand Scan, which is a 201. So, yeah, I'm not sure where you're watching from. I can check the, if you're looking for a stream, I can check the broadcast and see where the broadcasters are. Penalty from the Stormers once again at scrum time. That's I think that could be a bit of a weapon for them, actually, as longer the game goes. Yeah, if you're looking to watch the game, it is being shown on Premier Sports 2 is the main broadcaster. Obviously, in South Africa, you watch it on SuperSport. So watching from France, I'm not entirely sure what the French broadcaster would be actually for this. I don't know if it's actually on the EPCO website. Let me see if I can find it for you. I've got a where to watch full list. Not backwards here from, so it's a poor line at that time from Andre Hugo Fenter. Owen Farrell swings out to Joshua Tuasova. Nice big tackle they're coming from, and the ball's come to the side, but not forward. And the Garrett goes to Chiba Diamani, floating around. Now the Echo's back sprint. Look at the pace he has. Ball back aside. Definitely has gone forward. Turnover ball here. room, but Hidden picks it up, and he wants to get back to a full tilt. Nice big carry from him. Been really physical, then spilled forward by Steve Sartori, so no advantage. They'll go back for the initial knock-on. Right, in France, France TV Sport and BN Sports is apparently the two broadcasters for the EPCR. I can check if it's actually on France Sport. I actually used that to watch a couple of games while I was in France. Actually, when we were doing the watch along, it was quite cool being able to tap into some of the local broadcasters. Just over 5 minutes left of the first half. And I'll see if I can have a check to see if any of the channels are actually showing the game. Doesn't seem to be on 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4 rather. France free kick here for Racing. Got a free kick from the scrum. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're showing it on France TV, so I imagine then it means it's on BN Sports. Anyway, to the right-hand side they go. Will Rowland's popping up, and Owen Farrell seeing a bit of space behind. I tell you what, there's a lot of space behind. Clayton Lomiki's going to have to just dab this out. He is going to have to carry it out. Brilliant kick in behind from Owen Farrell. You saw the space in behind, and the fact that nobody was home. So just dabs at their head, and Clayton Lomikis was hoping that really that was going to fall out, but just never really did. Taking it quickly. Oh my goodness, well, they've caught them completely by surprise. Stormers just a bit like me. I looked down for a second. All of a sudden, that Racing are going over. Very, very impressive work, and the worst possible end to the first half for the Stormers. Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't actually look like it's been shown in France, as Nagaric makes no mistake with this conversion, 19 points to 10. Yeah, sorry, mate. I was trying to check to see if I could find a broadcaster for you, but it just doesn't look like they're showing it. Very, very strange. Yeah, taking it quickly, you could just see, and the Stormers just weren't ready at all. But says Stormers line and scrum are in trouble. The scrum's all right. The scrum's all right. They've won 3 scrum penalties. Just that free kick really, that was the massive issue. The line, however, is very much a problem and something they need to fix. However, speaking of scrum opportunities here, just over 2 minutes left, and they have knocked it on here as Will Rowland, so they will have a scrum inside the 22. So Stormers ideally scrum here, kick to the corner, try get themselves at least 4 points at half time. The main thing is to just keep in touching distance and see how far you can go. Play a test of a game of attrition, you know, just stay within touch, keep grafting, stay right there. See if you can find an opportunity towards the end to snatch a win. Also, the important thing is, I suppose, you know, the Stormers technically... I think they need at least a win. I'm trying to work this out, actually. Let me actually have a look at this table. There's quite a few of them in 5 points. Yeah, Stormers don't technically need to win this to have to go through. but Harlequins will have to lose. They're playing right now, actually, and they're beating Glasgow Warriors. So that result does not help the Stormers in the slightest. So that result means that Harlequins would go up to at least 9 points. That means the Stormers would need to win this game to try and go through. If the Harlequins were to lose and lose badly to the Glasgow Warriors, then the Stormers could afford to lose. And if they were to get a point and Sale were to lose tomorrow, they could still go through. But ultimately, I think a win will be enough for them to go through. A free kick go for the Stormers, so not a penalty, but they'll take it. Could you take it from Evan Lewis? He's trying to get a bit more into the game. He saw a couple of carries early on, but he's been a bit quiet since then. That's a vast carry, though. But the ball's gone for a penalty, in fact. You're going to see a card here. I think it's actually against... Is it against Billy Engelbrecht, or is it against... it's the Racing player. Yeah, Billy Engelbrecht was so pissed off. He came flying into the ruck to try and clear it, and Ibrahim Diallo has been actually yellow carded. He can't believe it. But Billy Engelbrecht initially thought it was actually him, and he was fuming. Fuming. Rudy Bay saying, if self-sabotage had a club, it'll be the Stormers. You're not far off, to be fair. Done really, really well, and then all of a sudden you concede a try in that ridiculous fashion. And then they've won the line though over Racing, though, so he slams it down, does Lancaster, and Stormers miss a golden opportunity with 14 men, against 14 men, to try and hit back. That would have been perfect. Try before half-time. They restart the second half with a man advantage, but unfortunately can't make it count, and they'll go into half-time, 9 points down. But they will have a man advantage, so when they do return, hopefully they can try and exploit that. Anyway, we'll see you guys in a bit. Don't go away. Smash like on the video, subscribe to the channel as well, and yeah, see you now. Right, we are back for the second half. 19 points to 10. The Stormers not out of it, but conceded a really, really poor try. Where they're just quite unaware, to be honest. And got to find a win. Have to find a win because if Harlequins are to win, and at the moment looking pretty good to win, then only a win really was going to get the Stormers through to the next round. Because Harlequins currently leading Glasgow by 10 points. That's a pretty nice start as the ball is forced to, I think it's Lemon Hartzenberg after the kick ahead. Now, Mattia clips it to Johnny Duplessis. Come on, nice little pass to Clayton Blommekeys far wide to Ben Lola on the angle. Good tackle, and he pops it back inside. And Clayton Blommekeys does really well initially, but can't stay in after all that. Trying to work out. So there's a change over here. So we have seen John Duplessis on. Not entirely sure for who. Jonathan Roche is definitely on. Not sure when to see the Similani's gone off potentially. So we'll have to wait and see. We knew that Andre Hugo Fenter came on. So it's Hartzenberg that's come off for John Duplessis. So I imagine want to see the Similani's then gone to the wing. So Duplessis seems to be playing at inside centre. So I think Jonathan Roche gone to outside centre. Two playmakers is the nice thing. I think you do lose a lot of creativity in Similani. And it's charged down by Ruben van Heerden, and he's pulled back slightly and actually forced to develop Duvenak. A turnover ball here for Stormers. So Toy doing very well to pick it up. And Salman Murat now gets away from Diamani and takes it into contact. Very nice work that from I think it was Ruben van Heerden to charge him down. Nolan de Garrett always looked like he was taking too long with that kick. So Stormers with turnover possession outside 22. Salman Murat and a bit of a fumble early on, but he does do well to hold on to it in the end. Duvenak, quick ball here, going to Matthias, steps back inside, leaves the ball behind, and it falls forward as well. Frustrating. And during the break, Apostle was saying, it's clear Dobson has decided he can't do well in the Champions Cup and is focused on the URC to win that comp. However, Liebach would have carved his team with Geland. Too many changes in the team. And then saying, but why would you focus on beating Leinster away? To me, feel that's almost impossible versus Racing 92 are quite beatable. It is a bit of a strange one. I would have kept Liebach on the side. I think you're right. I think Lee would have done very, very well in these conditions. Made for running rugby. Artificial pitch, no wind and the likes of that. I think you could have caused a lot of damage. Looking at that charge down, really good work that from Ruben van Heerden. So Johnny Duplessis at inside centre. It's going to be a bit of a change in the way that the team's going to operate here. And not ideal to have to put on one of your backline replacements on early, given the fact that they have gone with a 6-2 split. Good line there. Chiva Diamani goes high to fetch. And they're looking for the Rolly more here. Are Racing as Tatua comes with the ball. But a little good would be no mind. Hugo Fenton. Garrick's going to have to use that. Does use it. And the ball's gone, I think, forward, or has it popped up? Yeah, no advantage here from the referees. But turnover ball to the Stormers. Juvenaka goes to Mattia. He's calling for quickly. He finishes Similani. Nice. Similani this week can be so dangerous. Steps back inside. Owen Farrell does well to hold him up. But driving forward is Jonathan Roche, assisting his outside centre. Juvenaka now popping up to Ben Loader. Stormers, good energy here. Very, very nice energy. Ball popping up. New Mattia just delaying the pass, then giving it away to Salman Murat. Quick ball near from Juvenaka. Comes to Mattia. Almost trying to get through the gap. I like the confidence he's playing with the young fly half. Duvenak now flings it out to Tennyson. Chip over the top of Jean Duplessis. Not entirely sure it's the best option. Not a bad option. Runs into his own player, that is Max Spring, and creates a bit of an issue for himself. Racing back inside their own 22. Playing a bit of a territory game there with Jean-Luc Duplessis. And deep inside their own 22 now. The Garrick's going to have to look to keep for touch. So a couple of replacements over here. Ricardo saying that at least Dobson should have played Libok and Gelant. I think those two would have made a big difference, even if it's just even a Gelant, for example. Or at the very least, having Libok on the bench, you know. Jonathan Roach now, though, in the midfield. Nice carry from him. Penalty advantage for high tackle. Yeah, free roll the dice ready for the Stormers. And Mattia looking for options. Goes to Ruben van Heerden. Nice penalty there for the Stormers. They've gone to the left-hand side. Satoria to for Mark. And they've lost a bit of momentum here, the Stormers, as Billy Engelbert now carry this in. But you guys, these are the calls to losers. They try to get back to that 22. Now a bit of space there. Very nice work. But they've lost it forward now. The Stormers turnover ball here for Racing. And they're going to go wide of you. Oh, my goodness. There's so much space. This is Trouble City here. Tuivasa there. Look at the pace from him. Gets the offload away to Tristan Tedder. Back to LeGarrick. That was actually Lancaster who was in the sport play. Now LeGarrick goes to Owen Farrell. Owen Farrell looking for the cross kick. A lot of space out wide. Bounces awkwardly, but Max Spring does pick it up. I think knocking it forward in the process. Because the way that they to turn defense to attack, there was a good tackle initially there from Evan Roos on Lancaster. Kroski was a good one there. Max Spring, they bounced the ball, actually, really taking him out of it. But there is a replacement here for Racing, and that's a main tail for Noah, which is not good to see just a few weeks out from the Six Nations. And a bit of a reset here now at the scrum. Right, decent scrum that, and good, nice carry. I mean, tell you what, for somebody who's sort of who's generally is basically a fly half, that's not a good moment there for Duvenok, who's charged down, and the kick coming in behind, which is going to go too far. I think it's going to slow up. But Johnny Duplessis does a really good job playing in different positions. You can see why John Dobson loves him so much. Not Jerry Calder says Kalan could have been useful tonight considering he played on the pitch before and knows Racing system. Yeah, very good point. He was at Racing, didn't have a really good time there, but he was at Racing. And Ricardo is saying, is Jay Strickling on yet? No, not yet. So trying to see who exactly is on. As if Mark is on, he came on about 5 minutes ago. Limov Mazbuka is also on, by the way. So former Stormers prop. Interesting to see how the scrum battles go there. The restart there, and Max Spring flies things back inside. Owen Farrell, and they've gone the width of the field very quickly. I have Racing. It's a nice pass out wide as well from Tristan Taylor. He's got a really good pass on him. Oh, a bit of space there for Lancaster all of a sudden. And the ball goes loose, goes backwards. Oh, I'll tell you what, they're just short. Will Rowlands is 5 meters out. And they've lost it forward of Racing as Ruben van Heerden goes to the boot. That's not a bad kick at all, actually, to be fair from Ruben van Heerden. They've had to go and fetch it all the way inside their own half here of Racing. And a good tackle from Ruben van Heerden as well, who's made a really good chase up there. Very good work that from the lock. Big shift he's putting in. There's the email from Mazabuko. Jojo Hugo Fenter making the tackle on Darmani. He pops it up, and Owen Farrell just kicks it in behind on the bounce to Clayton Blomekes. Reaching out. I think he is just short there, losing the ball forward as he tries to ground it. They have it. I think they've had a look here, but I don't think they get the grounding. Not going to advantage for the Stormers yet. Blomekes getting away from one. Now there's a bit of space here for Blomekes. Ball back aside from Winston Milani. Stepping around. Needs to straight down Milani. Puts down the pace. Starts out at 22. Good work this year from the Stormers. And on the left-hand side they go. Back inside. And it's a turnover ball here now for the Racing. Very frustrating. Just the Stormers are getting a bit of momentum. Look at that 50-22, but not managing to get it. Jerry Mattia returns the favour with a very nice clearance. Taking it quickly himself here. Has the Garrick. Goes into Diamani. Tell you, he's been a sensation for Racing. Well, it's a horrible kick in behind. I mean, it's going to work in the end, really, from Tristan Taylor. Not exactly what he intended. Or that actually it could be Lancaster. Looked very similar from the distance, but that was indeed Tristan Taylor. It's fine. Touches to fire the 22. They are going to be a couple of subs here. And there goes Owen Farrell. So he was replaced by Gibbert. So what will be interesting is Owen Farrell's year ahead. Not a bad game from Owen Farrell, but He is obviously still on his international sabbatical. There's been no. He obviously wasn't named in the England squad, so no plans over there on going back into the England setup. But in theory, he's available for the British and Irish Lions. I think I'd imagine he would make himself available for the British and Irish Lions. Obviously, his father is the coach. Quite controversial if he were to be selected. I don't think he will be selected, but it'll be interesting to see. Anyway, wrestling a little bit of space on the right-hand side here. It's been quite an entertaining game. I suppose this is quite the nice thing about stadiums like this, where you've got perfect conditions all the time for nice running rugby. Now, give it just tries to put it over the top, and Clayton Blomke's very happy just to mark it. The one thing is, though, they wrestling are back to a full contingent, and Stormers really did not make that extra man count. As Clayton Blomke's now sends it downfield, right up against the touchline. It's a nice kick action from Clayton Blomke's. Ball back inside from Gibert. Now Taylor goes to Abosi. Try to score. He gets past one. And he gets past another 3-2, actually. So 3 defenders. Ball back inside. It's Nemo Mazabuka. Ball back inside to LeGarrette. LeGarrette gets around one. He's overrun a couple of defenders. And then, the ball comes back inside to Buddha. That's very good. Now the run inside from LeGarrette. Gibert goes over to the right-hand side. Oh my, that is sensational. Even if you're a Stormers fan, you got to look at that and go, oh my, that's just wow. Wow. That is phenomenal from Racing. Truly phenomenal. Another try from Max Spring, but, they're starting the 22. Missed one tackle. 2, 3. Ball back inside. Limov Mazabuka. Look at that, little soft hands there as well. Comes back inside, does the Garrick. Then eventually goes away. And then as they then recycle, it falls to Gibert. He's got so much space down the right-hand side. And, cross kick was absolutely inch perfect. And Racing are over for try number 4. That's the bonus point for Racing as well. And unfortunately, that could be a bit of a first nail in the coffin. That kick from LeGarrette, not particularly good. So it'll remain 24 points to 10. Right, but space already off the kickoff here from Racing. Now they're full of running. Stormers need to try and shore things up and quickly as they pump it downfield. And the problem with Stormers at the moment is I don't feel they've got a particularly good bench. Not a bench of game change. Herschel Yankee's going to add a bit of pace into the game. J.D. Schickling adds a bit of bulk, but I don't think there's too many game changes on that bench. Yeah, look, just watching Leonard Garrick, I tell you what, I mean, he's, got the curse of having to be in the same nation as Anton Dupont, but he's a superb scrum off. He's absolutely phenomenal. Right, short, and it's to Salah Murat, who's put himself around the park tonight. Yuri Mateo goes short to, that's a Paul de Villiers come on, actually. Very nice young players, Paul de Villiers. Very exciting prospect. And that's Herschel Yankees that's on as well. So Stormers have gone to the bench to try and find a bit of impact. They've got a penalty advantage here. They score next, game could potentially be on, but they've got to score twice and find a penalty or something. That's a nice little ball. Times Hugo Fenton gets thrown to the floor. A quick ball here for Herschel Yankees. That's a brilliant pass though to Yuri Mateo. Yuri Mateo holds on to it. Ball back inside. And what did I say? Herschel Yankees adds a bit of impetus. Well, he's added a try. He's added more than a bit of impetus. He's added points. Well, to be fair, You know, like, you speak about trying to add a bit of impact. That's how you add some impact. Good on Hershey Yankees because they really needed that. And it's a great carry there for Andrew Hugo Fenton, but it's just pass from Hershey Yankees. There's 3 defenders, and the Yuri Matias runs such a good angle, but the pass, the bullet pass, directly to him, giving Racing no chance trying to get there. And then Yuri Matias does so well to just hold onto the ball, and make sure that Lancaster commits. But it's a brilliant pass. A great line, but it's a great pass as well. Good combining between the two. And then he just holds onto the ball into the final last minute and then gives it inside to Hershey Yankees. Game back on. And no mistake there from Yuri Matias. So 17 points to 24. Stormers score next, and all of a sudden the game becomes back on. The problem is they're consistently having to chase the game. So a lot of work to do, but game is definitely not over. And playing like two teams who've also both only won one game so far, you know, where you can just see there's no clear dominance here. But really, really good work from the Stormers. And not Jerry Descartes says, Herschel of all players. Well, this is the thing, you know, he has moments like that. And then you sort of remember what he could used to be able to do. And I think he needs to move away, to be honest. I think he needs to just start again. Because he's got this in his bank. And we all saw when he was, 5 years ago, 6 years ago now. He's a class player when he wants to be. And Boss says, we're going to lose this match due to stupidity. Blue Monster says, which South African franchise do you think has the best stadium in South Africa? I'll probably go with the Stormers. I actually haven't been there yet. Loftus, Ellis Park, and Kings Park are old. They're all old, to be perfectly honest, and very outdated. DHL Stadium, from all accounts, I'm going actually there in April, very excited. Seems to be a much better modern stadium. Not Jerry Descartes also said, Legaric, once again, class French nines on next level. DuPont, Luciu, Syrian, Legaric, probably more I can't think of. Agreed. Ricardo X, floodgates are open, but all of a sudden now it's a one-try game is on, says Ari Smith. And just need to tighten that defense, says Ricardo. No, but it's based out wide. Clayton Lomicki's stabbing it in behind. Juvenalka, I actually thought he had quite a good game today. It was an interesting decision to play him. And then forward from the line out. And that's what you just can't do. You really can't do. When you're chasing a game and you're trying to get yourself back into it, you can't make mistakes like that. That is dreadfully poor. Right, so waiting for the scrum to happen here. Right, we're finally ready to get going here. Up the right-hand side. Little overlap. Great pass there. Tristan Taylor. Look at the pace here. He's kept it himself here. Eventually the pass too much and goes out wide. It was a nice idea from Tristan Taylor. And really good pace that from Racing, but just not accurate enough. Just looking at some of the replays here, though. And it's a good tackle actually came from Jonathan Roach. That actually kind of forces that that turnover. So Stormers now inside the 22. Got to try and find a bit of a moment getting back in the game. But losing lines like that is not going to help. Andre Hugo Fenter has actually really struggled with the lineout since coming on. But now we're going back. The Martin is finding a bit of space on the left-hand side. Martin is going to go himself. He is going to go himself. Stormers have struck back. Game very much on. Well, this is worth waiting up for. This is worth waiting up for. Things you love to see. I mean, the kick wasn't great. Ben Lowe decides to take it back into contact. And all of a sudden, a bit of space on the left-hand side. Herschel Yankees with the assist. And Master Tennyson over. Game on. On. Couple of comments here. Rudy Bay saying French league clubs have many lessons we need to learn. Not everyday clubs say, not sure if Dobbo thought we were going to walk over Diamani, Legaric, Owen Farrell, Tuastova, Ted, etc. when he thought of putting out this team. But, well, to be fair, this kicked from Yuri Matia at a level, and he has kicked beautifully off the tee. And he's got... this one has gone slightly right. Well, game on. Very much game on. The next try that Stormer score will also be, obviously, a bonus point try. Master Tennis has been so good in the wake of that Evan Lewis injury. Yeah, cheapest. I mean, I can't believe how this has suddenly become a game with 15 minutes to go. Herschel Yankees, I'll tell you what, he's made a difference. He's made a big difference. And that's the end of Hachiba Daimani's game. By the way, played very nicely. Sure, he'll be taking a lot of the South African lads out on the town tonight and showing them where the spots are. But a bit of space here for Jabir. He's been very good coming on as well. Space out wide. Came needs to make a read. Ball back inside. Good tackle there from Similani. Over the ball goes Paul de Villiers. Leave it to the referee, Legaric. Coming back inside. Paul de Villiers very good over the ball as the youngster. And they managed to slow things down. Will Rowlands now. Francois Herbert making a tackle. Looks like he's just come on. Racing all over. But I think that's Paul de Villiers. Yeah, I told you. What did I just say? He's good on the ground. He's stolen the ball there brilliantly as well. Bit of space here for the Stormers. They want to use it on the left-hand side. Need a quick ball here. Ball's come up from the top there. Not entirely sure that's legal. And Herschel Yankees up quickly. But now we're racing with ball in hand. To the right-hand side. To Avosa. But the ball knocked forward by Tristan Taylor. So that'll be a scrum. Ricardo saying game on Herschel on 2019 form today. Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Break and play, and I think everybody just needs a bit of a breath. Dylan said, come Stormers, show them the power of the mountain. And not everyday color says, bench stepping up today. Yeah, I'm having to eat my words a little bit, to be honest. Because I said that I didn't think there was much on the bench. But Paul de Villiers has made a nice turnover there. But I think, to be fair, Herschel Yankees has been the one, really, that's made a big difference so far. Alistair Marks added a bit. I think Francois Herbert added a bit. But been very impressed with what I've seen from Herschel Yankees here. Not on the right-hand side. Long pass out wide to Clayton Blomikis. He goes to one to see the Similani. Stepping around here, Similani. Into the racing half they go. Surely have to, yep. There is the penalty advantage. Evan Lewis to Yuri Matia. Yuri Matia looking for options. Ball over the top there. On the bounce to... she just can't hold on to it. And they'll go back for the penalty. Going for the points is a huge call. Huge call. Yuri Mattia, he's kicked very nicely today. It's a 32-degree angle, in case you want to know. 50 meter on the angle. He's just missed the one over here. This would be a phenomenal kick if he were to get it on the far right-hand side, about 5 meters in. And not ideally where you see, and he's going to push it wide. Yeah, I'm not sure I would have gone for the three-pointer. I mean, I like the confidence that he probably said, yeah, give it to me, I'll have a go. But on the right-footed kicker, not ideal, and he has pushed it wide. I think they should have gone to the corner there, given the fact they had a bit of momentum. Rebase said, we need to send every scrum off to Japan to stop them from being overcoached and then bring them back and let them play their game. Bro Sapir, I think, is probably a good example of somebody who has really gone around the block a little bit and honed in his game. I still think he should be part of the Springbok setup. He's 27 years old, you know, but I think that time in the Sale Sharks, he didn't play a lot. But I think just going over there and seeing how things work, for example, playing a little bit, I mean, during COVID, which didn't help. But in different setup, I think opens a couple of people's eyes. Because he did look like a bit of a different player when he came back, despite how little he actually ended up playing for them. Anyway, back inside the Stormers half. Andrew Hugo Fenter carrying it up. Into the last 10 minutes we go. Can the Stormers snatch a victory at the end here and potentially a spot in the Champions Cup? Round of 16. Mattia goes to the boot. Wonder if Similani's going to give chase. And it comes backwards off him into the hands of her bossy. Plenty. Paul de Villiers is there looking to make a use of himself. Leave it, says the referee. And it's a good, well, yeah, Mattia knocks it backwards. Very well held on that from Wondersteel. Needs a bit of support here. Does eventually arrive. Stormers doing well to hold on to that. They need possession here. Marcel Tennis not the best pass. They'll get the ball through behind, left behind. But I'll tell you what, this is turning the ball in an awkward position. Ball in behind. Oh no, it's going to be a heartbreak. What's the ball going to stay out? It's going to run out. Just going to run out for the Stormers. That was heart and mouth moment, really. Because if that had gone out, then they were in. Right, and Hershey now needs to find a good clearance. And does so, but it'll be a racing ball with 8 minutes to go. Yeah, I mean, it's about playing the territory. Like 8 minutes is a long time in rugby, but also not a long time. It's a bit of an interesting one, a bit of a paradox, isn't it? Because, you know, it's not enough time to, you know, you're not going to try to run everything, for example. You're still going to play your natural game, kick it further up, play your a bit of a territory game. But at the same time, you really need to get the ball because you want to be playing in the right areas. Ruiz is playing. He's had a bit of a quiet game, to be perfectly honest. I think he actually was... no, he's still actually on. Had a very quiet game. He had a nice first half, but not been the usual running style. To be fair, I do think they've also swapped a couple of roles. And I think you see Marcel Tennyson carrying a certain... Oh, no, they've been a huge break there. Jeepers me. He's pumping his legs there. Great run that from Gogashashvili, the Georgian prop. Rewarding and penalty advantage. That could be the game. Oh, no, it's so silly from Stormers. They gifted Racing a penalty in such a good position to take the 3 points. And 3 points for Racing means that Stormers will have to score a converted try to get a victory. I mean, a draw would be an interesting one because it means that their points difference wouldn't change. The Stormers would actually stay above Racing with a draw because, well, to be fair, I mean, Racing would go level with the Stormers in terms of points because they've actually got a bonus point for 4 tries. But then the points difference wouldn't change, so they'll be below Stormers on points difference. So a draw would be fine for the Stormers. They're actually not taking the 3 points here at Racing, so very strange decision because you take the 3 points, you become 27-22. 5 points in it, Stormers will need to convert a try to win, or just normal try I suppose a normal try draw, they still go out. So they kind of need to make sure they win this. But they've started the line to have Stormers. I mean, and Herschel Youngster's been thrown to the ground and then lost it forward in the tackle. Big moments in the game here. Very, very nervous if you're a Stormers fan. Fortunate at the moment, they're on the wrong side of the field. I mean, they've got a 5-minute scrum you're racing with the entire left-hand side of the field to work with. Not ideal. I mean, if you wanted to pick your ball up and put it on the spot to try and have an attacking scrum, this is more or less where you'd probably want it. What about a scrum penalty would be huge. Francois Herbert is holding up his end. Ball available for the Garrick. And they go to Tuivasa. And I'll tell you what, it's a bad time to slip there for JL Duplessis. Gets back on side quickly. The Garrick sniping. Evan Lewis on him. Almost a high tackle. Lee Marvin Mazabuko. Pick up and go. South African prop. Good defense. African Stormers cannot afford to make a mistake here. Just over 5 minutes left to play. Paul de Villiers will be lurking to try and find that turnover, trying to see where he is. There he is, on the fringes of the rucks. Desperately trying to get himself involved. The dark arts of the Jackal. That's a good carry there from Racing. Try here and Racing's done it. Desperate here from Stormers. Held up would be ideal for them. Oh, another pick up and go. Just short here from Racing. Another pick up and go. Referee almost wanted to blow his whistle. I don't know if that's been held up. Ball eventually comes back and is available for Racing. Pick up and go. And they've lost it backwards, but penalty advantage. No advantage. Penalty there. Surely Racing take the 3. Surely, surely, surely. Four minutes to go, and they can run down a minute just by yeah. You see, he's asked for the T. Take the 3. They're gonna play, I think. I think Lancaster's so aware of the fact that a draw means they're out. It looks like they're going to go for the tap and go here, are Racing, which is a nice tactic in terms of keeping them in the right areas of the field. And I suppose you score a try and they've won. But there's the opportunity, there's the option that they make a mistake and allow Stormers a couple of penalties. And all of a sudden, Stormers can get themselves into a position where they get a 3-pointer. Oh, they're over the whip, but they've scored! They have scored. There's grounding. There is grounding. You've got to award that, ref. They're going to have a look upstairs, but I'm going to say that's a try. I don't see how that's not a try. I think that's it. I think that's the game. They're having a check here. I think this is a try. See, I think he's just not well positioned yet. I think it's Woodburn is the referee. But as they go around, they're desperate trying. Russ got a hand under there, then it slips, and then he's clearly over. He's very clearly over. That's a try. Yeah, and Garrick's going to be the player of the match there. I mean, that's the game. I mean, it was valiant by the Stormers, but clearly a try. It's been awarded, and Garrick now is going to kick the extras to really sink the Stormers one last time. Well, that's brutal for the Stormers. They did so well to get themselves to the game. And shame, I hope Yo Mattia doesn't feel too much responsibility. I mean, he did leave 5 points out there on the boot, but at the end of the day, that wouldn't have been enough. And Racing very quick to... Oh, my goodness me. Well, I tell you what, that's how you win a game. First of all, you score a try, and then you go and pump a phenomenal 50-22. And Nolan Nagaric, as you can see, there's the teammates hugging him. He's busy cramping out. He's going to get replaced here. He has been absolutely sublime. I mean, if he was playing with any other nation, he would have so many test caps. I mean, I want to see how many he's got now, but whatever it is not enough. If he was playing for any other nation, he'd have 30, 40 test caps already. And I know he's doing it too, but generally he'd be starting at most nations. It's just 7 games for France. He'll be playing in the Six Nations. He has to. You can't leave him out with the way he's playing. Goodness me, he's been good. Rudy's saying, oh, well, always positives, opportunity to be less cuck for the Stormers. And Imposter saying, why pick a B side away from home? It's very frustrating. Yeah, I'm interested to see what the fallout is potentially going to be between John Dobson and the Stormers fans in terms of the team he's picked. You pick a Liebach and a Kalant, do they maybe get a different result? I don't know. Looking for another try now, are Racing. They're not done. The game's done, but they're not. Well, the result's wrapped up. And you got to put your hands up, really, as well as the Port Racing, who were also basically down out of the competition, and they really rallied tonight and put in a good performance. Turnover ball here from Stormers. Unfortunately, they can go end to end with 30 seconds left. There's just not enough time. Not enough time to make any sort of difference. Turnover ball, though, and maybe Racing might have the final say. Good tackle there from Jean Duplessis. Ball comes loose. Paul de Villiers is afterwards. Paul de Villiers is still going. Jonathan Roach. Well, nothing else. Jonathan Roach. He's just been brought down there. He reckons he was tapped, but ball over here. And it's 80 minutes gone. So Racing's going to say they've had enough. And the Stormers blowing on their feet. It was a valiant effort. A really valiant effort, but just... Never really. Just chasing the game too much at the end of the day. But not a bad effort from the Stormers. They'll be frustrated as they pretty much crash out. I think that is officially them out of the Champions Cup. I don't think there's any way they stay up because I think Harlequins have won. So final score 31 points to 22. The Stormers out of the Champions Cup. They should hopefully potentially do enough to go into the Challenge Cup. We remain to wait and see exactly what will happen tomorrow with regards to the sale match. Because obviously that'll be the big... Because at the moment, Stormers will be still above Sale. If Sale lose tomorrow and don't get a point, Stormers will be in the 5th spot. So their immediate future remains in the balance, but will be confirmed tomorrow. People, thank you very much for staying up so late with me and sticking along the entire afternoon.